When was the last time you bought something and felt like you got to keep it forever? Like you weren't buying a subscription, you weren't buying a license, you weren't buying anything to rent it, right? You weren't just throwing money at something you don't get to keep. For me, it was probably my gym equipment. You know, my bench press, my squat rack, my dumbbells. All those are mine, and I get to keep them. And it's funny because if you think about it, going to the gym was the original business model for subscriptions. It started as, you know, you would go to the gym every single month, and you pay them X amount of money. You get to use the equipment, they keep it clean for you. You'd have a place you could go, you know, you had to spend all this money. But in reality, that's why I ended up spending so much money on equipment up front, so I wouldn't have to pay them forever just to work out, right? I don't want to have to pay somebody forever just to be able to maintain a workout routine. And then it got me to thinking about just how common it is now to not be able to own anything, and I'm sick of it. Like everything, and I mean everything, is a subscription now. We're basically stuck in a society now where we have to rent our entire lives. We don't consume anymore. People talk about how, you know, consumption is bad, and you know, we should all be creators, and you know, I've had videos talking about it too myself, but at the end of the day, that's not even the real issue anymore. The real issue is we're no longer owners. We rent everything now. Like, think about like video games and how much, like, everybody's on the Game Pass on Xbox, or everybody has PS Plus for the PlayStation. And what these subscription models do for games is that they sit in a digital library, right? You just own the license for it, but you don't own the actual game. So if those servers go down for the console, or for PlayStation Network, or for Xbox Live, or whatever, you lose those games forever. You don't actually own them. You can't pop that game into your console 20, 30 years from now when the servers are down, right? You lose that game. You don't actually own it. And they've got it now where you can rent consoles. Like, you don't even own the consoles no more, guys. It's with music too. I remember back in the day when you could just rip CDs off some shady ass website, download torrent files, and maybe get a virus or two, but damn, you could get some free music, right? Those were the peak days of music. And those files would sit on your hard drive forever, right? Viruses and good files and all, right? It was the fucking Wild West back then, but damn do I miss it, because you could actually own the music. Had the files on your system forever. Now, it's all Spotify. It's all YouTube Music. It's all YouTube Premium. It's all just Pandora. It's all streaming services now. And you have to, you know, there's that monthly subscription again. You got to pay them $10, $15, $20 if you want to break from the ads. You want to break from the ads. You want to break from the ads. If you've used Spotify now, the free version lately, oh my god, the ad spam is insane, brother. It's to the point now where I actually have to use Spotify Premium because the ad spam has gotten so bad that I literally just can't stand it. It is like one of the few subscriptions I still have. Most of the other ones don't annoy me enough or I feel valid enough to have, but Spotify cooked with theirs because that ad spam is so aggravating when you're trying to work out. You got a good song playing, and you just hear that line. You all know that line. You want to break from the ads? God, shut the hell up. I'm even seeing it with cars, bro. We're subscribing to cars out here. That's like one of the few things you're supposed to be able to own with the American dream, right? You know, supposed to have a house, supposed to have a car, wife, 2 kids. You can't even have the car no more. They want you to subscribe to all the software and the services in there. And I remember BMW got in a big controversy a couple years ago because they wanted to have you subscribe to have heated seats, bro. I don't even know how in the world that made it out of a boardroom and how anybody thought that was ever going to fly with the average consumer. Because I would have been in that boardroom, I would have listened to that for 2 seconds and been like, that is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no way anyone on the planet is willing to pay for that. Or at least I hope not. I'm not going to say that because I don't know, people be buying some stupid shit, but that shit, I was like, man, ain't no way. And it's not just them, right? It's like Tesla too. They want you to subscribe to all their updates, and you have to update the cars all the time. And cars have become like computers now. And with that, you know, everything's digital. So you already know once you're on a digital storefront, you're already in a bad place. It doesn't matter if it's games, if it's movies, if it's music. Anytime you get sent to a digital storefront, it's over for you. And I just miss the days when you would own stuff, man. I miss being able to buy something, you take it out the store, you go home, you pop it in the console, you pop it in the DVD player, you pop it into whatever you pop it into, right? But it's yours. You own the physical disc, you own the physical media, you own that property, right? That is so far removed from where we are now that I don't even really remember the last time I owned something, but like I said, besides my gym equipment. I asked you at the start of the video to name the last time you bought something you actually get to keep, and I'm trying to think about a purchase before that, and I'm struggling. I genuinely can't think of anything, and that saddens me that we spend all this money, all this time to get this money, and we spend it on things that just don't even last, that we don't get to keep, that don't belong to us. How is it you spend money to buy something, but it still belongs to somebody else, right? That is so fucking perverted, man. This is how fucking bad American capitalism has gotten now, to where you spend all this time and labor for money to go and think you're buying something. You're spending that money to buy something, only to find out you got to pay for it every single month because you never really own it. Shit is so backwards, man. We got to get back to being able to own things again, having the rights to having consumer rights. That's what we need. But we don't have anybody fighting for us little men. We don't have anybody looking out for the interests of the average person. All these big corporations, they know that if you can just stay on their services forever, then they'll just keep charging you forever. I mean, where are you going to go? Why would they charge you $50 one time when they can just charge you $5 for the rest of your life every month? I mean, the math is simple. I mean, it makes sense. It's good business sense, but it's making the world so shitty and just feels so corporate. We might all have to go back to just rocking vintage media for a little while. We might have to go whip out the old 360, right? Whip out the Xbox 360. Go whip out the old DVD and Blu-ray player. Go whip out the old CRT TV and just cherish the stuff I can actually use, right? Like an old vinyl record player, all that stuff. The vintage media, bro, was so much better. The current landscape right now is just awful. It sucks. Everything's boring. Everything's owned by somebody else. Everything's nickel and diming you. And the world didn't used to be like that. It used to actually care about providing value to you. Like, you used to actually have some kind of value provided as a customer for these products. You were actually getting a product, right? That's not a service. You know, they say service as a good. You were getting the service and the good. Now you're just kind of getting the service, but you're paying for it. Subscription as a service. And they treat it as if the subscription itself is the service. As if they're doing you a favor by letting you have it forever, but you're paying for it for forever. Instead of just letting you buy it once and you can just have it and use it. You know, software's done this, games have done this, music has done this. And I'm not going to belabor the point anymore, but we got to, get back to days where things can be owned by real people again. This has been Chris, keeping it candid. All of you guys go out there, have a good day.